Rasheeda ain't a damn friend to nobody, ain't she? So the internet streets are talking about this whole Yandy and Rasheeda beef. Who team y'all on? Are y'all team Rasheeda or are you team Yandy? I'm having a hard time like picking a side, and this is why. Both of these women have been and are being made a fool of by their husbands on national TV. Is one a bigger clown than the other? Some people say yes, some people say no. But I just want to talk about and unpack how all of this happened, how it started, what's the beef, where did the beef begin, and how did it get so damn ugly? So let's talk about that. So if you've been tuning in to this season of Love and Hip Hop, I think this is season 10. This whole debacle started because Jasmine, which is Kurt's baby mama, right, says that Mendices comes in her bar and it's not her damn bar, just to be clear. But you just work there. You are a bartender, okay? And very tender, according to the ATM streets. So while they were there, Jasmine says, Mendices comes up in this bar all the time, you know. And Mendices threw it back and was like, but ain't you the bartender? I order my drinks. What else have I said to you? I think that Jasmine knows that Mendices has been dealing with a lot of people in that bar. Even Jessica White said, is her last name White? Oh, I just threw this shit out there. Even Jessica White came to Yandy at some point last season saying that Mendices was messaging her niece, right? And of course, we all know the infamous little debacle that happened with Yandy. She was like, "Oh no, girl, that was me texting his phone." Further letting this man make a fool and a clown out of her on national TV. And listen, I'm not here to judge somebody being made a fucking fool of. The only difference between them and us is that we just not getting made a fool of publicly, right? Outside of your local streets. So that is what happened. And with that, Yandy started saying that Rasheeda and Kurt put Jasmine up to doing that. And while I hope Yandy don't really believe that's the case, I really think it comes down to this for Yandy. And if Yandy is anything like me, I'm thinking that she would probably feel this way. Is it possible that Yandy just expected Rasheeda as a friend and Kurt as a friend to just shut it down? Instead of them saying, no, Mendices ain't doing, girl, you a whore. Gone. Mendices ain't doing it. Was that the expectation that Yandy would have sought after from her friend? I think that's a part of what it is. Because if y'all can remember when this whole Jasmine thing came about and she got pregnant and had Kirk's side baby, Yandy was, whether friend on camera or not, she defended Rasheeda. I do know that. I have seen that. Regardless of if Jasmine is a good homegirl or a girl's girl, Yandy was not having it. She was riding for Rasheeda, whether camera friends or not. Yandy was riding for Rasheeda. And so for that reason, I'm not picking a side, but if I had to go with a side, I would be Team Yandy, right? That's where I stand with it. So on this episode, I want to get straight to their scene, which was the very last scene. I was truly disappointed with them. Like, I ain't even finna do this whole sister soldier, black woman to black woman thing. I was just disappointed that it has gotten so low. I mean, they was playing ping pong with them damn insults. Yandy whole stance was, you've been talking all this shit to all these people, say it to my face. And y'all ain't gonna lie, Rasheeda was saying the shit to her face. But why was Rasheeda hitting the table and stuff? I was expecting Yandy to pull a K Michelle and be like, whoa, this bitch is shaking the table. If she would have said that, I would have had my way, right? I would have got my entire life. But they threw insults cutting so deep back to back. At that point, I was like, y'all hoes just might as well go ahead and fight. Just fight. Because ain't no way you'll be able to say some of those things to me and not expect my fist to go sliding across your face. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. What in the delusion? And I feel like Rasheeda going a little too hard. I feel like at the beginning of this thing, when I felt like Yandy was just expecting Rasheeda to have her back, Rasheeda was quick to just say, we ain't friends. We ain't friends. And based on the show that we've been watching the past few seasons, we thought y'all were. Whether camera friends or not, you were just so quick to flip that it kind of left me feeling mind fucked, right? And you calling Yandy a fool when you on national television canoodling with your husband's mistress, talking about y'all friends, or y'all not friends, but y'all in dinner scenes. It's too much. How dare you, Rasheeda, call anybody a fucking fool when your husband was on live television swabbing your baby, swabbing your child's jaw for DNA to prove that he is the father? This your husband. But we didn't see him doing that to Jasmine. We didn't see him ever question the paternity of Cannon. So I just feel like instead of Rasheeda bringing some kind of compassion and being there for Yandy, like we saw Yandy being there for her, I think it's a huge slap in the face. So I can understand Yandy being hurt, disappointed, and just shocked by it all. Rasheeda even saying in this moment that her and Kirk increased ratings. Well, y'all whole little scandal, baby mama drama, side piece scandal may have been interesting. Ain't nobody tuned into Love and Hip Hop to see what was going on with Kirk and Rasheeda. I know I don't. And honestly, if I'm being 1000% and keeping it 100, I wouldn't even notice if they were gone. Like, y'all do bring mess. It's just some to watch. But I'm never like, ooh, girl, I want to do a video because I want to talk about this whole Kirk and Rasheeda thing. No. When it comes to TV fucking fools, Rasheeda, you up there with Tyra and Amina and Mimi Faust. You are like, when I think about damn fools of TV, it's you. When I think of who started a whole Love and Hip Hop thing, you don't come up in my stratosphere. You are what Evelyn Lozada called a non-motherfucking factor. So for her to sit up in Yandy's face saying, it's because of me you got a job, your season got canceled because Yandy was on Love and Hip Hop New York. Baby, Love, Yandy with Mona helped to establish this show. Go back and check your archives. And yes, I said archives, bitch. That's my word, and I'm going to stick to it. I'm just flabbergasted at this narrative that Rasheeda has planted in her head that her and Kurt are the focal points and are the nucleus of anything. I'm sorry to tell you, Rasheeda, but you are not, baby. I hate to bust your bubble, but you just are not. Now, you may look nice, you put clothes together nice, you got good hair, you wear good wigs, you have good hairstyles. This is about as far as I'm going to throw the ball for you. Anyway, I'm ending that whole little thing by saying, if I had to pick a side, I'm going to be Team Yandy. Now, what I do not like is that Yandy has wasted all her years being there for Mendeecees during his prison break, teaching Mendeecees the sides of business, because we all know he was just a street nigga. Like, Yandy has really put him on. I'm just going to leave it at that, and you can go argue with your damn mama. I hate that she has wasted this much time, and I hope that she just let this shit go. And I understand that if it's hard to do that, and I ain't blaming nobody for staying where they feel like they want to stay. But she just needs to let Mendeecees go. If he want to be for the streets, let him be for the streets. But just like a Martell Hope, he ain't gonna never be as successful without you than he was with you. Because again, Mendeecees is the streets, from the streets. I don't think he would be as prosperous without Yandy. But that's neither here nor there. If he is, God bless him, more power to him. But I just feel like he is where he is because of Yandy. And should they break up, we'll just test that theory, right? So moving right along, I just had to address that first because I felt like there was the big Shazam about the whole episode. But let's talk about some of the other things that happened in this episode. Like the opening scene with Scrappy and his baby mama, threesome baby mama, Shakira. So Scrappy finally goes to visit his child because Shakira been wearing his ass out and airing his business out, saying that he don't give a damn about her, his baby. He sends the baby pennies, and he hardly even knows the child, right? So Scrappy goes to pick up the baby, and y'all, this baby is looking just like his mama. Take it how you want to take it. Scrappy said the baby is looking at him like he a stranger. If I'm gonna wait to let y'all gather y'all thoughts to see if y'all was thinking what I'm thinking. Nigga, of course you a stranger. He don't know you. He don't know you. And Shakira even clapped back and was like, well, he don't know you. You don't spend time with him. So of course he gonna look at you like a damn stranger because that's what you are. Now, what's sad about this whole situation is that Shakira moved there from New York City, allegedly, so Scrappy can be closer to his baby. Shakira, we know a desperate, thirsty, clout-chasing side piece when we see one with a hope and a dream of being a rapper's girlfriend. You moved to New York thinking that Scrappy was gonna pick you. You didn't move there because of a baby. Now that, and this is how you know. As soon as she said, oh, well, he's not spending time with the baby, he just coming to screw me when he leave dates with his girlfriend, Brittany, the realtor. Since I'm not getting what I want, let me threaten him with this baby and say I'm going to leave and go back to New York. Because you didn't have to even announce that to him. If he don't call his baby, he don't check on his baby, he don't take care of his baby, he ain't providing, protecting. You could have got up last week and moved your ass to New York. And when he called and said, I'm finna stop by, you'd be like, oh, well, you finna come to New York? Because we don't live there anymore. But instead, you want to threaten him and dangle the baby in front of his face like he give a fuck. He don't. If you needed to hear it, hear this. He don't. Shakira, you thought you won a prize. And there you have it. You played a stupid ass game and you won an even more stupid ass prize. Congratulations. And while I'm on it, let me just add this one last thing before we give Shakira any more attention. You sitting up here every goddamn chance and opportunity you get, telling anybody with ears that'll listen that Scrappy goes on dates. Yeah, he goes and tricks off on his girlfriend, and then he comes over and screws me. Tell me where the flex lies. A wet ass gonna get clapped every time. That is not a flex that you get sexed. It's just not. Please don't say that shit no more. Please don't say that shit no more. Sierra met with Jessica. They had the whole conversation about Sierra having miscarriages. And I'm going to say this on a serious note. Sierra does not look well. Sierra is nodding off, look like it as she talking. She did tell us on the last episode that she's on her 4th miscarriage. And I feel very sad for her. She did admit that she's depressed and she's on medication. And on a personal note, I've went through a depression before. I've gone through it. They prescribed me medicine. And I feel like I took the medication for like 2 weeks. And we could talk about that in another video if y'all want to talk about depression and what that looked like for me. But I remember feeling like she looked like a zombie and like I was watching me live my life outside of my body, watching me drag through the day, barely making it right. So I will tell anybody that if you can, get yourself off of that medicine. Find yourself, if you down on the floor already, get on your knees, pray for strength. Try to discipline yourself to get off that medicine, because this is not a life that you want to live. It's not a feeling that you want to feel. It wasn't a feeling that I wanted to feel. And I honestly felt like being in that zombie state gave me time to think about what I saw for my life, who I wanted to be, the quality of life that I wanted to have. And I honestly feel like if I didn't get off of that medicine, I wouldn't live a long life. There's something to think about, and we'll talk about that in a whole nother situation. So when I saw that, I was like, Lord, I pray for Sierra, because it's a sucky situation to be in, knowing that nobody understands what it feels like. It's like you in your own world. It's just you in no man's land. So pray for Sierra that she gets better. Get off this show and get better, and then come back. Okay. Scrappy, Jock, and Zane meet up. If I think of any kind of loser crew, is this one. I'm going to take that back. That's mean. I ain't saying loser, but a loser mentality, right? Jock gets with these guys and look at their relationships. This is how I'm judging men going forward. Who do you surround yourself with? Anyway, that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day. But Jock vents about his recent fights with his wife, Kendra. I am almost tired of their public fights. So Jock is venting to them that some woman Instagrammed or DM'd Kendra saying when he was in New Orleans, Jock was in her husband's Uber with another woman. And he says that anytime Kendra gets news like this, she believes it. The question that Jock needs to ask himself is, why does she believe it, Jock? Is there any truth to it? Why does she believe it? Let me answer Jock's question that he doesn't seem to understand why Kendra believes it. Well, Jock, she believes it because every other time someone came to her with this news, it was true. That's why she believes it, because any other time somebody came to her with the bullshit, it was true. And this is, even with that being said, Jock had valid points. Jock says every time Kendra gets mad, she threatens divorce. Jock has a point there. Kendra, you married this man knowing that women were coming to you every week saying that Jock is cheating on you. You believe those things. You claimed you gotten over those things. But even knowing those things, you chose to marry this man. Was there any changed behavior before you married this man? Was the trust rebuilt before you married this man? If the answer to either of those questions was no, Kendra, the problem is you. You, like a lot of us other women, we like toxicity. Whether we choose to believe that or not, we have to start looking in the mirror and saying, am I adding to this problem? Am I a part of the problem? Or why am I accepting this? Do I want this? I think a lot of us are so infatuated with the thought of love and marriage that we just accept the. That's a whole nother. We got a whole bunch of other conversations for a whole nother day. I'm just going to tell Kendra this. Jock is right. You are wrong for always threatening the divorce. And production ain't shit. You know they going to call you on it. They going to stand on it. They going to stand on it every time. They ran every clip where Kendra threatened Jock with a divorce when they got into arguments. And Jock raised you one. Now, what sport is there where they raise you one? They be like, I see your 10 and I'm going to raise you this. Whatever fucking game that is, that's what Jock did to Kendra. He learned her bullshit and how to play around it. He the big dog. Roof. Okay? Jock said, yeah, I knew I was going to get under her skin by taking this shit to the public. So I raised her too with this ace. He said, okay, since you want a divorce, I want a divorce. And when he said that shit, Kendra came over there running. I rest my case. I rest my case with it. Kendra, you have been played again. In that same conversation, Scrappy said, Chicago running around town, saying we slept together, whatever. And Brittany was asking me, how long ago it was. And I told her it was a long time ago. If a long time ago was last week, Scrappy, we believe you. Does anybody believe Scrappy? I have nothing to say about this, but I know that Scrappy's a liar. Period. The end of that. But one question that I do have, what does Scrappy have that keeps these women in a chokehold? Of course, Scrappy look good because we see him on the introductory video in his little green piece, that little green number ensemble. Scrappy looks good. Let's just start there. Now, we know that. Our looks everything. What's the crime mob hoe girl name? Damn, stop. I didn't say hoe. Take that out. Take that out. The crime mob girl, Diamond, she said Scrappy was eating her from the front to the back. Is it that? I don't know. But Shakira is desperate, thirsty, thought he was her claim to fame, knowing he goes out with his girlfriend Brittany and takes her out to wine and dine her, and still she lets him come smash at night after he leave his date. Even not seeing his damn son and not caring about him, she still let him come smash. Erica, I like you, Erica. I love you, Erica. You are a beautiful woman. But you let this man play with Shay Bucky Johnson in your face, cheat on you with the other Erica in your face while you rubbed his feet. You let him marry Bambi in your face, give her 3 children in your face, let her call CPS on you about your child E-Money in your face. Let him leave Bambi as a single mother with 3 young kids in your face. And you let him try to spin the block to pursue you again and try to convince you that he is the man that you want him to be in your face. I'm scared to sample what Scrappy is serving because whatever it has, it got them hoes hypnotized. I don't want it. And that's all I got to say about that. Sierra and Carly meeting up.
Clap if you care. All right, let's move on. Perfect.
That's all I care to talk about this episode, y'all. I know that Sierra and Zay sit down with a doula with Jessica White. Who cares? That's another who cares situation. The highlight of this episode was the whole Rasheeda and Yandy beef. And we've discussed that. Let me know in the comments. Y'all team Yandy? Y'all team Rasheeda? What are your thoughts about Sierra and what she's going through with her miscarriages? What are your thoughts about Scrappy? Scrappy, keep him a bad bitch. But what is it? Help me understand what Scrappy got. I don't want it, whatever it is. But anyway, y'all, like this video. Subscribe to my channel. We will be discussing love and hip-hop further. I can't wait to see what happens on the next episode. But yeah, until next time, God bless y'all. Peace.